Well, the main did not go well. I lasted about 5 hands. Just waited, got pocket sixes, ripped it in against ace, queen, o, and kings. No love. Had one spot where I defended the big blind off 10. My opponent missed a range bet, which I was going to shove over, and then I just checked down to see all 5 cards. Could have jammed the turn, but it can't be too bad to see 5 with 8 high. Was funny, I was running late, so I actually was a bit out of it when I got there. I threw my gym bag in the trash can on the way just because I knew I wouldn't have time to get back to the room and then on, so yeah. All good. I really didn't feel a single thing when I busted it. Like, usually busting something of that magnitude would like really hurt, but it was a free roll for me, you know, and that's the way you got to treat it. Unfortunately, when you start playing for more money than you're comfortable with, this game evolves into something else, and something dark, frankly. You shouldn't feel anything. If you're playing the right stakes for your bankroll, if you're a winning player in that lineup, you shouldn't feel anything. But if you're taking shots, if you're forced to play outside your role, all of a sudden we're gambling. And the reality is, with tournament, you're just going to lose very often. Sometimes you cash, 12% of the time? And 8 out of 9 times. So after I busted the 10K, I wanted to register something else, but I decided I would just firstly eat and then have a nap and then get back on the horse. And I actually went and played some PLO. I got back in the cash games, invested about 3 hours, won about $400, which is nice. The game was fantastic in terms of profitability, but you know, I looked down at the digital dashboard and I saw how long people had been sitting for. Half the table had been there for over 6-7 hours. And, you know, no one wanted to talk. Everybody was just fucking miserable, you know? It's just... I felt like we were playing for sheep stations. I actually ran into this really cool guy I met in LA who was just so full of life in LA. And today he was just full of rage. He told me he was down 25 grand so far this trip, and he didn't even play the main. He's just busted satellite after satellite after satellite. He's just doing his brains. He was going to fly his girlfriend out, but didn't even have enough money to do that. So he just sat there buying in for $500 at a time. And I tried to cheer him up, and he just basically told me to fuck off. You know, this is a guy that I vibed with for hours in LA. And it wasn't the first time that I saw this today. There was a nice guy from Canada who was happy as a lark until he lost a few hands, and he just snapped, you know, like... This game brings out the best and the worst in everyone, it seems. And, like, I've just had enough of seeing this. So it's safe to say we're at the point of the trip where people are starting to unravel. And all you have to do from here is keep your shit together. Keep good habits. The last ones are the best ones. The last ones are the best ones. That is the mantra you need to repeat over and over again, because it's true. Stick to the strategy, stick to the plan, and things will come your way eventually. The great quote from Mike Sexton: "It's a hard way to make an easy living." It is so true, And it has never been harder than it is right now. We're at the point where these games have little to no flexibility in terms of more rake possibility. You know? And I am just so sick and tired of seeing people snap. I played a hand today where I defended cutoff first hijack, 50 big blinds effective. My opponent checks to me on Jack 9-6. I have Queen 10 suited. I have backdoor flush draw. I play a large size, which most people wouldn't find. He calls, turns the 3. And while this is all happening, while I'm betting the flop, two people, one on either side of me, are arguing to the point where they're talking about taking it outside. I respectfully tell them to shut up in the middle of the hand to try and let me think. And they just got louder and louder and louder. Turns the offsuit 3 that I didn't need. And I was sitting there thinking, do I bet? Do I check? I ended up betting. But at this point, these guys were actually screaming at each other and the floor had to come and be called. The floor comes over, like the other guy folds, thankfully. And I didn't just bet fold a decent amount of equity. The floor comes over and I just go nuts at these two. I had sat there with these guys. I had engaged with both of them. They were friendly as can be until this encounter. And the floor actually got the shits at me because I was undermining his authority because I was telling them exactly how it is. I told them both to shut up. I got right in their faces and they were both shocked because I'm such a nice guy. The floor actually came over and apologised to me after because I had to go at him about the fact that this is supposed to be the fanciest casino on the strip and this is my worst experience I've ever had there. So I saw a lot of my friends hit the showers today. I'm not sure if there are any Aussies left. There must be one or two in the main, that is. Still some great tournaments left, so I hope everybody's morale is still high. Cash games are obviously amazing if people are unraveling everywhere. But that doesn't mean it's fun to play them. So we've still got some huge guarantees coming up. I mean, I just played a 1100, 2 million guaranteed, busted that just after dinner break. There's two more flights of that. There's a 3K, 3 million guaranteed, and I'm sure there's some other stuff in other properties. So really hoping to just finish strong. I'm really hoping this is my last trip to the US for poker anyway. I'd love to see the nature in that, but you know, when you spend enough time hanging out with elitists, they really turn you off. The reality is these casinos, they only cater to the rich. Sorry I didn't post yesterday, just didn't really know what to say after that terrorist attack. Just can't believe that true evil walks among us. The good news is, the exact opposite of that exists in society too. You can't forget that. So I hope everyone's doing okay, and peace.